Hello everyone and welcome to Under the Covers. Today I'm going to be doing a bookshelf scavenger hunt, and I saw my pal Sparklybish do this and I thought I'd give it a shot. You should all check out her channel, it's pretty neat. I'm just going to get right into it because this might take a while. The first thing on the list is find an author's name or title with the letter Z in it. So, one second. Okay, here we go. The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. That was pretty easy. Next on the list, find a classic. Easy. There's a 2-for-1 right here. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. So far, so good. Number 3, this one stumped me. Find a book with a key on it. Okay, it's not on the cover, but it's on the spine. But if you notice, there's little keys on there. And it's The Magician King by Lev Grossman. Next on the list, find something on your bookshelf that is not a book. Easy. Got my Luke Skywalker right here. I also have my Rey Mysterio action figure. And if you look in the background, I got Jesse the Body Ventura. Thanks to Kristen for that. And an Obi-Wan Kenobi with a lightsaber. Next on the list, find the oldest book on your shelf. Now, I wasn't sure, oldest as, when the print came out, or, oldest from oldest time period, but there's another one for those later. So, I'm going to go with the oldest book on my shelf. I have a copy of George Orwell's 1984 from 1961, and it was 75 cents at that time. I bought it for 40 cents at half-price books, and I just slid it across my bed. Okay, next, find a book with a girl on the cover. Here we go. My girl, Dorothy Parker. This is the portable Dorothy Parker. It's pretty much her complete work. Okay, next, find a book that has an animal in it. And this one's for my girlfriend who's sitting right there watching me. Find a book with an animal in it. The Barking Ghost by R.L. Stine from his Goosebumps collection. Next up, find a book with a male protagonist. Now, I could have went with Catcher in the Rye because it's obviously my favorite. But I'm going to throw you guys a curveball and go with Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. And the movie comes out in October, so go check it out. Read the book first, though. Find a book with only words on it, and I'm guessing with words on the cover. So I'm going to go with Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. Next, find a book with illustrations in it. And I'm going to go with The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Mr. Sherman Alexie. Next up, find a book with gold lettering. I don't know how good this is going to show, but the Necronomicon, the best weird tales of H.P. Lovecraft. Okay, find a diary, true or fictional. Of course, I'm going to go with my own diary. I titled it Journal X, though. And if you read that right there, it says, rule number 1, thou shalt not scrawl in ink. It was scrawled in ink, though. And on the back, I wrote Tom Riddle, because I'm a nerd like that. Next, we got find a book written by someone with a common name, parentheses, like Smith, end parentheses. And got one right here. The Pugilist at Rest and Other Stories by Tom Jones. Back very quick. Next up, find a book that has a close-up of something in it. And, hold on. Here we go. Speak by Lori Halse Anderson. And it's a close-up of the girl's face. Can't even read what I put here. Okay, find a book on your shelf that takes place in the earliest time period. And we have the Norton Anthology of English Literature, Volume A, The Middle Ages, and this has stuff like Beowulf and the Canterbury Tales and Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. So, you know, Middle Ages type stuff. Okay, next one. Find a hardcover book with a jacket, or without a jacket, I'm sorry. And I have this one here. The American Short Story. The cover is completely blank. And it's edited by Thomas K. Parks. I bought this huge book for like $1 at Goodwill. And I found out I read like 9 of the stories in there already, so. But it's still cool to have. Okay, next. Find a teal/turquoise colored book. And I watched 2 of these, and these 2 people have picked the same book, but I'm not going to do that. I got Cat's Cradle by Mr. Kurt Vonnegut. Next up, find a book with stars on it. And here we go. The Last Command by Timothy Zahn. You can see all the little stars in the background there. It's the 3rd book of the series, and it's a good series. It's one of my favorites. I almost fall. I had to edit that out in post-production. And the last one, find a non-young adult book. This one was hard for me because I think like a lot of kids can read a lot of books. So I went with a kid's book, like a little kid's book, which just happens to be one of my favorites. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. And, you know, it's a kid's book, but it's not a young adult book. But it's not an adult book. But people of all ages can love it, like I do. Okay, so that's the list. I completed all of these questions. I've only seen a couple of them, and a couple people have failed to complete all of them. And I completed them all, so what? So, that's all I got for you today. Tune in next time for a review, maybe. We'll see. See you later.